Vande Shri Ramananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram Om Atnyana-timirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chachurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpade Gopesha Gopika Kanda Radha Kanda Namostude Tapta Kanjana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanasude Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavati Paschatya Deshatarine. Hari Om Tat Sat. Okay, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Is it recorded to YouTube or
The cloud at this point of time.
cloud?
Because,
Okay, that's fine. Yeah. No, because if we are having these discussions about japa and all those, I don't want it to be public, then it is like everyone is sharing it in the open. Then if it is in the cloud, we can cut it and then put the rest in edit.
Okay.
That's why I asked.
Okay.
Okay. So nice to see everyone. So those who attended or those who saw the message can know what is the homework that was there. So for today, we have like in this 1 hour time, we will discuss about that homework that was assigned about recording the japa and what was your realizations and how would Krishna feel hearing our japa. And then last week we thought that today we will discuss about Lord Chaitanya, because we need to realize that mercy of Lord Chaitanya. And also Lekha was telling about the Vaishnavacharyas and the festivals. So I think tomorrow is Lochandas Thakur disappearance day. No? So we will see a little about Lochandas, not about Lochandas Thakur, we'll just see the songs written by Lochandas Thakur. And yeah, this two are there for sure. And I also wanted to start a little bit about Vaishnava etiquette, and not etiquette in the sense how to behave, not behave also. We'll see what Prabhupada expects us to do, if I can say like that. What Prabhupada expects us, what is the expectation that Prabhupada has from us in different situations, or our acharyas have from us. So we will see a little bit what the acharyas say. So, okay, so now anyone to share about, I won't force, or it's not mandatory that you should share if anyone has recorded and what your realizations has been. Anyone who did that? If no one has done, easy. Yes, Sampurna Sita.
Yeah, I did it. Just it sounded pretty terrible. That's my only reflection, really. Needs to be better. But yeah, it's interesting hearing it and then thinking this is what Krishna's hearing. So.
Okay, thank you. Yes. Yeah, how poor Krishna, no? He has to tolerate that 1.5 hours that we are chanting, whatever we think we are. No? And also this Mahamantra, this Hare Krishna is when we are chanting Hare Krishna, it is not that Hare Krishna that's coming out. What Krishna is hearing is what is there in our heart. Suppose a person has got, just as a very simple example, that if someone has planning to buy a car, and they're going to look for a car today in the showroom. So when they're chanting, that time, if I'm thinking just about which car I'm going to choose, so Krishna is not hearing Hare Krishna, he's hearing car, 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 car. So whatever we are thinking at that time, that is what Krishna is hearing. And that is why when we record and hear our chanting, we are not hearing the holy name, because what we are thinking is what is coming. Because we are thinking something else, that is why the holy name doesn't sound how sweet it should be. No, car, 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 or whatever, what we, like if we are feeling envious of someone, all that comes as, why that person did like this? Why that person? This person is so bad. This person is so bad. That's all what Krishna is hearing. So that's why it's important to have good japa practices. Okay, anyone else? Anyone found their japa the best? Okay, I don't have anything to improve.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Yes, Prabhuji.
Oh wait, I can show me. No, I didn't think it was the best, but I recorded it and I actually haven't listened to it yet. I'm just like, I don't know why, but I haven't listened to it. But what I noticed is that, because I was like, I'm being recorded, okay, but then every time I do a mantra which is rubbish, or I've missed a hare or whatever, I don't count it as a on the beats. So then I like correct it and do it another time. So I don't know if that, I mean, what, does that,
Yeah,
that's
how
fine
much
then.
time? How much
Because
time?
like when you read, well, I don't know, I guess it takes longer, but then when I listen back to it, it's going to say, oh, that was awful, that wasn't even a mantra, that was like half a mantra. But then actually in my head I'm logging, oh, that was a terrible one, I'm going to repeat that one. But I don't know if that's,
Okay,
or
so
sometimes I'll be like,
you didn't move the beads or what for that mantra?
no, I wouldn't move the bead when it was terrible. And sometimes I'll be like, I don't know, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. I was like, oh no, that's wrong. And I'll correct the last part of the mantra, and then I will count that as a mantra. But that's wrong, isn't it? You can't do
No,
that.
that's fine. That's fine. That's how Bhakti Tirtha Maharaj used to chant.
Oh, so he can correct his own mantra within the mantra.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah. Only concern there, or concern not only whatever there, is that how often do we realize that we have not chanted the mantra properly? Because if we are listening, then we will chant it properly. So this is when we realize, that's my realization, because I tried that. And then I realized, okay, how much I'm realizing I have not chanted properly. For that, we need to listen.
I also
And
found that I slowed right down.
And I also saw that when we are moving the beads and we are not able to concentrate at all, move the beads little back and then chant again, and then mind will focus. I don't know if just move back and then mind will become, okay, moving back, okay, concentrate.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. Who else? Who else recorded? James?
No, sorry, I was a bad boy this week. Amala, Mataji, sorry, I actually didn't do it. I promise.
Is breaking. What happened? Did you record?
I'm sorry, I was a bad boy.
Oh, okay.
My computer's like,
I don't know why it's breaking. Your voice is breaking.
yeah,
Oh yeah, but it's okay. You went to the Ahimsa farm, no? Yeah. And yeah. Sophia is not joined. Oh, okay. That's fine. I was looking forward to hear from you. It's okay. Yeah, that's fine. So next week. Okay. Anyone else who has recorded?
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Yes.
Yes, Mataji, recorded, but I think as everyone says, I was aware that I'm recording, so I was more careful. And with that also, although it was better than usual, but and again, last week's session itself was like so inspiring that that has helped to improve in any way. I mean, not just that japa, but whole week, and it's more focused now and attentive. But yeah, uh, it used to be like more frequently I used to, or mind used to go off, but with the recording, when I was aware that I'm recording, it was less frequent, and that helped. But there were mistakes, like, I mean, pronunciation wise, one mistake, I mean, there are mistakes where if you try to go fast, I didn't go back or anything, I just wanted to continue, like any number of mistakes there are, just continue with that. And I mean, it's just one recording of 7-8 minutes, but I mean, like, previous night also you can listen to that recording, or I'm not sure if you have longer break, like you do 12 early in the morning and then 4 you need to do a bit later, and then you have some time right in between, so you can, I'm just trying to listen to that. So there are mistakes in terms of pronunciation, and most importantly, even pronunciation as well as other mistakes happens if mind goes off. If mind is like 7-8 beats, if you are focused on like listening, then it's all great and you experience that small bliss. I don't know what you can call it, but that you are into that phase, you can say. But after like after some time, again mind tries to run, and then you just have to get it back, and that struggle is still on. But yeah, that's where
Thank you. Thank you, Prabhuji. Mind is the one devotee who used to do some meditation, long meditation. So he was telling that, when you try to meditate, after some time, mind throws like that. So that's now I see that mind just throws it, the thought away, like, okay, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. And it just doesn't want it and then goes on its own trip. Yes. We learn a lot about ourselves through this japa when we take it seriously. Good. Who else? Anyone else recorded? Yeah, others can, whoever can switch on their video so we know who's there and who's actively present. Yeah, because this is not some multitasking session. Multitasking won't work here. Like, the benefit will be lesser if it is multitasking. Okay. Who else?
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Yes.
Though I not attended last session, but earlier I did it. In fact, I said one clip to Vishal Prabhu once. So, like around 20 to 30 minutes, which I had recorded earlier, I had seen like there was a gap in the sound. So I realized that I slept. So that is like power break, but again subtle. I mean, there will be like 2-3 seconds of break. Then I automatically will be allotted, and then I started chanting. So that is how it was. So now recent times I'll record and I'll see.
Try again. Yes. Good. Yeah, it requires a lot of courage to do this recording and to hear back. It requires a lot of courage. Seeing ourselves face to face, no? Okay. So others, if you would like to, you can do it for next week and then share. Okay. So now this is this recording or discussing about japa shouldn't discourage us. So it's because it is not just us who get into these difficulties. In anything in Krishna consciousness, I am saying. Examples of, I'll say, who are the examples we can think of? who commits the biggest mistakes but doesn't give up, and their success is their not giving up. Eighth canto. Yeah, did we discuss that last week? How the pastime of Lord Shiva, where he wanted to see Krishna in the female form? Huh? Did we discuss it last week? Who attended? No. Okay.
No.
Okay. So just to okay, let's see what Lord Shiva has to say. So so this is Lord Shiva. Like, this doesn't give us any license to do whatever we want to do, but this is just so that the illusory energy is very powerful, can distract anyone, and how we should continue with it. So here, this pastime, if you don't know, this is after the churning of the milk ocean. This comes in 8th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. So in the 8th canto, in one pastime, Krishna comes like 3-4 incarnations. And there is when the demons take the nectar and go, Krishna comes in the form of Mohini Murti, and how he cheats. And he tells directly that, okay, even if I cheat you, you should accept. And they were so allured by Mohini Murti that they said, okay, we are fine. And then she takes the nectar and gives to the demigods, and the demons couldn't say anything because they didn't want to get into the bad books of this lady. So after that, here we can see, we'll see only little bit. So, yeah. Here, the text 1 and 2, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Hari, in the form of a woman, captivated the demons and enabled the demigods to drink the nectar. After hearing of these pastimes, Lord Shiva, who is carried by a bull, went to the place where Madhusudana, the Lord, resides. Accompanied by his wife Uma and surrounded by his companions, the ghost Lord Shiva went there to see the Lord's form as a woman. So after welcoming, he tell the prayers, everything. And then Krishna asks, what do you want? And what's the purpose of your visit? And then he says, so he says that I want to see this form. My Lord, I have seen all kinds of incarnations you have exhibited by your transcendental qualities, and now that you have appeared as a beautiful young woman, I wish to see that form of your lordship. So, when Krishna heard this, what he says? So he says that, he smiled. Shukdev Goswami said, when Lord Vishnu was thus requested by Lord Shiva, who carries a trident in his hand, he smiled with gravity and replied to Lord Shiva as follows. I think in the purport, Prabhupada mentions why he is smiling. So, because Lord Shiva wanted to see the Mohini Murti, which was captivating the entire world. And Lord Vishnu was gravely thinking of how to captivate Lord Shiva also. So he uses the material energy, the spiritual energy, and projects it like material energy and bewilders Lord Shiva, if that makes sense. You can read in Bhagavatam in detail. So now when Lord Shiva asked this and Vishnu smiled, he disappeared. And then in the forest nearby, full of trees, Lord Shiva saw a beautiful woman playing with her ball. And there's a description of that woman, which is completely out of this thing. So then when Lord Shiva observed, so as he looked at the beautiful woman and she watched him, he forgot both himself and Uma, his most beautiful wife as well as his associates nearby. He forgot everything. His wife was nearby. And then he runs behind the woman. And then after that, the main point is not that Shiva got allured. And when he was allured, this Mohini Murti is running and Lord Shiva is going. And see Vishnu's potency, he goes everywhere, making Lord Shiva run behind her. And once Lord Shiva understood, so yes, Krishna speaks to him when Lord Shiva understood and came to his senses. Then the point here is how he responds. See, now this is a situation in different ways we are all familiar with, because illusory energy captivates us in different ways. It could be a football match, it could be a movie, it could be a short video, it could be a man or a woman, many different ways. So illusory energy catches all of us. But the point is how we respond to it. So where is that? Here. Sorry, I need to find which, maybe it is in the. Here. How Prabhupada explains. How did he react? He reacted that Lord Shiva was already aware of the supreme power of Lord Vishnu, but when he was actually put into bewilderment, he felt proud to have such an exalted master. So he was not thinking like, oh, bad, how I did this mistake. No, of course, instead of thinking like that, he felt proud of such an exalted master. And then he also, seeing Lord Shiva unagitated and unashamed. Why? He did not feel ashamed. Why? He was proud to be defeated by Lord Vishnu. Because everything Krishna knows, he is in everyone's heart. So whatever is happening is because of Krishna's sanction. So there's no cause to be sorry or ashamed. Yes, of course, we feel bad that we did some mistake. But the other way is to feel proud. See, I have such a great master who corrects me all the time. As soon as I become proud, I am put into illusion. Because Lord Shiva also, he thought, oh, the demigods could withstand Mohini Murti, because only the demons went behind Mohini Murti. Demigods were not affected. So Lord Shiva was thinking, I am the best of the demigods. If the demigods were not affected by Mohini Murti, I will not be affected. So he was a little proud, and then Krishna showed him, no, you can be affected also. So that's why we feel proud. When we are proud, Krishna gives us the slap in the form of this illusory things. So even when we are chanting, when we hear the chanting back, it's okay. We just need to improve. And like Prabhupada says, how the child, when trying to walk, falls down, get up and walk again. Don't give up. So it's not that when we hear the chanting, oh, my chanting is so bad. Not like that. So it's okay. Okay. So the same way, this is Lord Shiva and even Lord Brahma also. Lord Brahma, how many mistakes he does. But the thing is, he continues his service unaffected. Like when we see the Brahma Vimohana Leela, that's practically every day of his life. Every day, at least once, he is getting into bewilderment when he sees Krishna playing with the cowherd boys. Imagine every day he's forgetting Krishna once for a moment. But then he continues his service. Okay, so this is the, so it's not that we should be affected by that. We hear our chanting, we know it is not great, but still we continue. Okay, any questions or comments on this? Or realizations, reflections?
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Mataji, I just have one question that morning when I chant, so I generally I log in this YouTube live chanting where from Manor or from London Temple, and the devotees are chanting actually. So I chant along with, well, they are chanting, so I do that one, and I feel like maybe I shouldn't be doing that because maybe it sometimes it happens that you get diverted after a while or something like that. I shouldn't do that, but I thought like, oh, I get inspired by seeing those devotees actually. So is that all right?
Yeah, see the when Bhakti Brihad Bhagavad Maharaj gave a seminar on japa, he said that these are like when we have a fracture of our leg or something, then we use the stretcher or the thing, no, to help us. These are like that. So we don't use it all the time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because like how you said, if we just look at them or if we hear someone not chanting properly or something, we can easily get distracted. And also, like last week we discussed that Bhaktivinoda Thakur said, when we are chanting, it's only our holy name, that our voice that goes inside our ear. So that can be like a background, even Prabhupada chanting, like a background, low volume. So if the mind is traveling somewhere, that holy name, oh, okay, I'm chanting, let me come back. So it's like a support system. But we should be hearing our chanting, not their chanting. But yeah, it is very inspiring to connect to the temples, especially like Soho and Manor, very inspiring. Very, very inspiring. Yeah, because we see the devotees, every day chanting, every day. And once Sankirtan Prabhu was telling that some devotees, for 10 years, 15 years, they're chanting at the same time, sitting at the same spot, in the same way. And the result of that is like amazing.
Yeah.
Imagine every day, almost like the 300 or 350, maybe 15 days going to the dham or something, whatever, to 1 month, 2 months, that is different. But otherwise, whenever they are in London, they are going to the temple, sitting at the same spot, at the same time, that is same time, 5:15 to 7 o'clock, every day. So it's very, very, very powerful. So this brings the other point, that if we can sit at the same place and chant our rounds, that also we will see so much difference. Because the mind gets hooked to every single thing. If you sit in one place today, sit in another place tomorrow, mind will find it difficult. That's why while walking and chanting is very difficult, because the mind needs to be stationary. And when the body is walking, the mind is walking. So it's even more difficult. Okay. So yeah, you can use those as a support system, not the main thing. Okay. Yes. Anyone else?
Hi, Krishna Mataji.
Yes, Roji. Hare Krishna.
Hi, well, I actually really like I have a reflection when
Yes.
Lord Shiva says, "Oh, how exalted my master is," because obviously when we get captivated by the material energy, at least for me, I think, "Oh God, so stupid! How have I fallen for it again?" Like
Yeah.
But then it's like, duh, or you think you can overcome Krishna's illusory energy. So that's a nice reflection. I find it quite a merciful reflection, actually.
Yeah. Yes. Thank you. Yeah, I'm telling from my experience. Whatever I'm saying is what I have experienced and what I've realized. Like, oh Krishna, again, how did I do it again? How did I do it again? So yeah, when we went to Pushkar, That's a Lord Brahma temple. No, I was thinking about Lord Brahma. Okay, I was thinking, what is there about Lord Brahma? What is there? And then I realized, okay, so much to learn from Brahma. And this is one point that Prabhupada says he continues his service unaffected with the same enthusiasm, even though he makes mistakes. Yeah, I found it very powerful too. Thank you. Thank you so much. Yes. Okay, now, now there are two things I wanted to show. One, we will quickly see this one first. Let me see. In Nectar of Devotion, Rupa Goswami explains some things which we shouldn't do. The devotional qualifications. Okay, offenses to be avoided. Let's see. Okay, so let's see this one. Can anyone volunteer to read this? This is from Nectar of Devotion, chapter 8, offenses to be avoided while serving the Lord. Yes.
I can read, Matty.
Yeah, please. Thank you.
Offences, chapter 8, offences to be avoided. In the supplementary Vedic literature, there is the following list of 32 offences in the matter of serving the Lord. 1. One should not enter the temple of the deity in a car or palanquin or with shoes on the feet. 2. One should not fail to observe the various festivals for the pleasure of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, such as Janmashtami and Rath Yatra. 3. One should not avoid bowing down before the deity. 4. One should not enter the temple to worship the Lord without having washed one's hands and feet after eating. 5. One should not enter the temple in a contaminated state. According to Vedic scripture, if someone dies in the family, the whole family becomes contaminated for some time, according to its status. For example, if the family is Brahmana, their contamination period is 12 days. For the Kshatriyas and Vaishyas, it is 15 days, and for Shudras, 30 days. 6. One should not bow down on one hand. 7. One should not circumambulate in front of Sri Krishna. The process of circumambulating the temple is that one should begin circumambulating from the deity's right-hand side of the temple and come round. Such circumambulation should be performed outside the temple structure at least 3 times daily. 8. One should not spread his legs before the deity. 9. One should not sit before the deity holding the ankles, elbows, or knees with one's hands. 10. One should not lie down before the deity of Krishna. 11. One should not accept prasad before the deity. 12. One should never speak a lie before the deity. 13. One should not talk very loudly before the deity. 14. One should not talk with others before the deity. 15. One should not cry or howl before the deity. 16. One should not quarrel or fight before the deity. 17. One should not chastise anyone before the deity. 18. One should not be charitable to beggars before the deity. 19. One should not speak very harshly to others before the deity. 20. One should not wear a fur blanket before the deity. 21. One should not eulogize or praise anyone else before the deity. 22. One should not speak any ill names before the deity. 23. One should not pass air before the deity. 24. One should not fail to worship the deity according to one's means. In Bhagavad Gita, it is stated the Lord is satisfied if some devotee offers him even a leaf or a little water. This formula prescribed by the Lord is universally applicable even for the poorest man, but this does not mean that one has sufficient means to worship the Lord very nicely. Should also adopt this method and try to satisfy the Lord simply by offering water and a leaf. If he has sufficient means, he should offer nice decorations, nice flowers, and nice foodstuffs, and observe all ceremonies. It is not that one should try to satisfy the Lord with a little water and a leaf, and for himself spend all his money in sense gratification. 25. One should not eat anything that is not offered first to Krishna. 26. One should not fail to offer fresh fruit and grains to Krishna according to the season. 27. After food has been cooked, no one should be offered any foodstuff unless it is first offered to the deity. 28. One should not sit with his back toward the deity. 29. One should not offer obeisances silently to the spiritual master, or in other words, one should recite aloud the prayers to the spiritual master while offering obeisances. One should not fail to offer some praise in the presence of the spiritual master. 31. One should not praise himself before the spiritual master. 32. One should not deride the demigods before the deity.
Yes, thank you, Prabhuji. So this is so from this there are 32, but there are few things which we can easily practice, at least to start with. So one is we don't enter the deity room or the temple with shoes in the feet. Then one should not avoid bowing down before the deity. Then this, so when that is why when as soon as we come inside the temple or the deity room, we pay obeisances. Then fourth one, this is something which we can do. This is basic cleanliness. One should not enter the temple to worship the Lord without having washed one's hands and feet after eating. At least hands and mouth. So before eating and after eating, actually we have to wash our hands and mouth and feet. And one Mataji told me that this washing the feet is important because otherwise it will stop us from remembering and chanting Krishna's names. So whenever possible, sometimes it may not be possible washing the feet if you're outside, but at least hands and mouth has to be washed after eating. That should be a regular practice because sometimes we just eat and then start chanting, and that will also be offense. Doesn't mean that Krishna will upset, but offense means something will stop us from progressing or will take us away from Krishna. The speed will reduce if we commit the offense. So then contaminated state. Here Prabhupada mentions about when someone has died, but also, when we go to the toilet, washing our hands and feet, or when we pass stool, then ideally we need to have a shower because the whole body becomes contaminated. So that is also there. Then here one should not spread his legs before the deity. Sometimes when we go to the temple, stretch our leg, and then someone will come and tell us, oh, no, don't stretch. And then we are like, oh, then we feel offended because someone else corrected us, but they are telling us because that is an offense to the deity. Then one should not sit before the deity holding the ankles, elbows, or knees with one's hand. And so no need to touch the feet. Feet is considered impure because we are walking everywhere. So when we are sitting, we don't simply touch the feet and sit. And one should not lie down before the deity of Krishna. And accept prasad before the deity. That means we don't eat. That is why in the temples we see that when they serve the prasadam, the altar is closed out of respect for Krishna. Then no talking loudly before the deity and no talking with others before the deity. Then not crying, thinking about, oh, I lost mark, and then crying, all those not needed. Then no quarreling, no chastising. Then no speaking harshly to others. No, then here another one. See, fresh fruit and grains to Krishna according to the season. That we can do, whatever seasonal fruits we can offer to Krishna, and then eating only what is offered to Krishna. Then, one should not deride the demigods before the deity. So then there are more offenses in Varaha Purana that we will see next week. Okay, it's more detailed, but we can see that. Okay, any Any points that you think you will implement? Anyone would like to share?
Hare Krishna.
Yes, Rosie.
Yes, Mataji, there are so many things I mean, few of those we knew, but there are so many useful things which we can improve on. The one I really liked about, I think maybe the way I understood it is like, because it said that Patram Pushpam Phalam Toyam, you should just not offer that much and you enjoy your all the things. That's really something I like.
Yes. Thank you. Okay, good. Anyone else?
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
With this massive long list of offences, I can't help but feel that it's not practical for me, at least, to avoid them this entire life. So is it the case that this is like what happens at the end when you become a pure devotee? You just automatically avoid those things.
Which offense is there which we cannot do?
No,
Like,
I mean, because you
cannot
just
avoid.
you forget about a lot of these things. You know, like for example, when we're eating prasad on Saturday night, it's in front of the deities.
Saturday. Yeah, that's why we ideally close, no?
Yeah, so like there's the idea. Are these just the ideal, which are
No,
not
no,
always?
no. Actually, we should be following that. Yeah, because true, that should be implemented. That's why at home or in you also have the screen. We should be carrying the screen and putting the screen.
Okay.
Yeah. It is possible.
Mm.
It's only for the deities, no? If you have photos, like photos in the sense, if you have photos in the room, that is different because Krishna is everywhere in that way.
Like in Mayapur, everybody's speaking before the deity.
See, yeah, we let everybody do. We can avoid, no? And also, we don't know what they're talking before the deity.
Mm.
Maybe new people. We are not bothered how others are doing. No, this is for us to implement. This is not for finding fault with others.
No, I know, but because it's like we have these standards given in Nectar of Devotion, and I'm wondering for this age of Kali Yuga, how
Yeah.
much can they be followed?
See, whatever Prabhupada has given is for us to follow.
Mm.
And that's why I selected the ones which we can definitely do.
Mm.
The contamination period of Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, we don't even know which category we fall into.
Mm-hmm.
How many days, So those ones are okay. That is once in a while. But there are washing hands and feet before entering the deity that we can do. And at least washing the mouth and hands we can do, definitely. So the more we practice, the more faster we progress in our Krishna consciousness. That's all. If that makes sense.
Yeah, I just don't want to go crazy with trying to follow rules and regulations when I don't know.
Yeah, so then you select which ones, because see, somewhere we have to improve.
Yeah.
Because the child has to grow. We cannot remain a child like eternally. And then that's what I said, aparad or offenses. Aparad means away from Radharani.
Mm.
So if you want to go closer to Radharani, better follow this as much as possible. At least we are aware that we need to follow this. And then we can start implementing one by one. But we cannot be resistant to the changes. And it doesn't mean that we become like how in Nectar of Instruction it speaks about niyamagraha. It's not about becoming niyamagraha in terms of either we are very casual about the rules or we are over particular about the rules. Both are not good.
Mm.
We cannot say, oh, I am like that. No, I need to learn. Who can change me? It's only me. So we don't go mental about it. Oh, I didn't wash my hands. Oh, I didn't wash my feet. Oh, it's an offense. No, because we know what's the best we can do. And Krishna also knows what is the best we can do. All these are actually expressions of our love for Krishna.
Mm.
Look at it as someone whom you consider a celebrity. All different people will have different celebrity or role models or idols. If that person comes to your room, how will you? If then that person is sitting there, will you sit and eat in front of them?
Mm-hmm.
Or will you talk to someone else in front of them?
Yeah.
You just leave them there and then you start talking to someone else. Or if you're the person whom you really admire, he is there in the room and then you start shouting at someone. Will we do that? No. All these are for us to understand that Krishna is a person. That's all. Krishna is a person. Krishna is watching. Krishna is hearing. And our whole aim in life is to please that person. So that is why at the end of the day, we say the prayers to Krishna that Krishna, please think of, I am committing thousands of offenses every moment. So please consider me as your servant and forgive me for the offenses. It makes us humble. It helps us to progress because somewhere we have to learn, no? Not being a niyamagraha, not being too overly thinking about these rules. It should come as a second nature for us. Or when we eat something, wash our hands. That is just normal. Not eat anything anytime, anywhere, no? Which is actually not good. Even according to the Ayurveda, for our health, it is not good. Multitasking while eating. And that is why Prabhupada has given us the prayers before prasadam, sit, pray, then take prasadam, accepting it as Krishna's mercy. What's the difficulty?
Yeah.
Does that answer your thoughts?
Yeah, it does. Thank you.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, so it's not for us to go mental about it. Yeah, good. Thank you for asking that question. Yeah. Yes. Anyone else has any questions?
I have
Or
Hare Krishna.
Yeah,
Hare Krishna Mataji. Dharmas Pranam. I have a question related to the Nam Japa rules. If, this world, it's very busy life. Everyone has got a busy life, job, kids, and other things. So my question is, 16 mala, 16 rounds, we can sit and do that like totally focused. But sometimes you don't get time. Can we do that this another the remaining rounds while you cook food or while you are driving? Is it okay or no? You have to sit and just focus.
Yeah, when you said when you're taking care of children. So sometimes
Yes.
when you take care of your children, sometimes when you're in a hurry, you just serve them prasadam and then do something else along with that. Or maybe you're sitting with them for their studies and you are doing your work along with that. So you do that, but then on the other side, if you're able to fully devote the time for the child, fully giving attention, which one is better?
Yeah, focus fully
Yeah. But then
child.
when you're very busy, you at least give them time in between your work, even though that's not the ideal one. So the same way, we should aim for giving our full time, concentrated time for Krishna. But if in case, in times of real emergency and no choice, okay, Krishna, really today very difficult. I know this is not the best, but please, I'm sorry. I'm chanting. But that is not an everyday thing.
Yeah.
And if
Yeah.
we are really serious and sincere, Krishna will help us. Prabhupada says, reduce sleep, chant. No? So if you are sincere, that's why Prabhupada said 2 things for progressing in Krishna consciousness: serious and sincere. It's not that we become sincere but not serious, not that we are serious but not sincere. So Prabhupada wants us to be serious and sincere. As much as possible, we give our full attention to Krishna, and Krishna loves it. We can imagine our family people like it, our friends like it when we give them full attention. How much will Krishna love it when we give that full attention to Krishna? How much will Krishna reciprocate if we give that full attention to Krishna? No? Okay.
Yeah. Another question, Mataji. They're saying like Nam Jap shouldn't be stopped any time in a day. It's like, it should go on. Like, always there is a Nam, Krishna's name on your tongue. Always, whatever you're doing, whether it's any job you're doing, it should go on your mind, in your mind, or maybe like while you chant.
Correct.
So that time you you can't focus then. I mean,
Yeah,
like
see, Prabhupada said minimum 16 rounds.
Yes.
16 rounds, definitely focused. The rest of the time, see, the differences between doing something while chanting and chanting while doing something. You see the difference?
Yes.
Doing something while chanting, or suppose talking while chanting, is not correct. But chanting while talking is good.
Yes, Mataji.
Got that? Okay. So
Yeah.
16 rounds focused. After that, whatever we are doing, we chant.
Yes.
Like how
thank you so much.
We have sleeping while chanting and chanting while sleeping.
Yeah.
Sleeping while
Got
chanting is not correct. But chanting while sleeping, very great. No? Okay.
And then you get a Krishna in your dreams.
Yes. Yeah, that's great. No, if you're able to chant while we are sleeping, it will be perfection. True. Okay. Okay.
Yes. Thank you, Mataji. Thank you so much.
Okay, so now, okay, now the next one is Lochandas Thakur. What's it? Appearance, disappearance tomorrow? So Lochandas Thakur is one of the associates of Lord Chaitanya, and he wrote Chaitanya Mangal. And if we read Chaitanya Mangal, we'll definitely get love for Lord Gauranga. Beautiful pastimes, many rare pastimes which is not there in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Chaitanya Bhagavat. All these are given in Chaitanya Mangal. If you have not read Chaitanya Mangal, it's a must book to read. It's a small book. All pastimes of Lord Chaitanya, the Shuka, no, the parrot pastime, Gaura Gaura, that isn't that. Then Jagadananda Pandit's pastime. Then many wonderful, and there Lojandas Thakur shows about how Krishna and Lord Chaitanya are non-different, and all pastimes that Krishna had, he showed in Lord Chaitanya also. Because I always thought like this Ras Leela and Krishna disappearing, where is it in Chaitanya Leela? But in Chaitanya Mangal, Lojandas Thakur explains about it, how the same pastimes happen. Okay. Yes, Lisa?
Hare Krishna Mataji, going back to the offences, I think it was number 2 when it said about observing festivals.
Yeah.
So what should we be doing for smaller festivals? Because I mean, we normally go to the temple for big festivals, but smaller ones like appearance days.
All ones we do fasting till noon, offering Pushpanjali, make a sweet and offer. Okay, tomorrow's if suppose Lojan Das Thakur appearance day. Okay, let me make a sweet. But acharyas have, see, this will all show how much we progress in our Krishna consciousness. The more we progress, the more we'll appreciate each and every small festival. So tomorrow we can read about Lojan Das Thakur. We can hear the songs of Lojan Das Thakur like how we are doing now. Somewhere, celebration doesn't mean you decorate your house and have a birthday party. We don't need to do that. But at least we can hear their pastimes, meditate, pray to them, or offer us an extra. Okay, for Lojan Das Thakur, I'm offering this blueberries. That's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, something we can do.
Thank you, Mataji.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, that's why, like how now we are doing, we discuss about and we meditate on what he has given. That we can do. That's how we celebrate. That's also one way of celebration. Okay. Okay, so there are some few songs that Lojan Das Thakur has written. In that, two are very famous. One is Parama Karuna. I was thinking we will sing it today, but the Zoom makes it difficult, and also the time. So, Parama Karuna, Pahuduyi Jana Nitai Gaura Chandra, Shaba Avatar Sarasiromani Kevala Ananda Khanda. This beautiful song. So, we'll read the translation because that's what helps us to meditate. Can someone please volunteer to read the translation? Anyone?
But Hare Krishna Manjari, can I? Translations. One, the two lords, Nitai Gaurachandra, are very merciful. They are the essence of all incarnations. The specific significance of these incarnations is that they introduced a process of chanting and dancing that is simply joyful.
Continue, Prabhuji.
Okay. 2. My dear brother, I request that you just worship Lord Chaitanya and Nityananda with firm conviction and faith. If one wants to be Krishna conscious by this process, one has to give up his engagement in sense gratifications. One simply has to chant Hare Krishna, Hari Hari without any motive. 3. My dear brother, just try and examine this. Within the three worlds, there is no one like Lord Chaitanya or Lord Nityananda. Their merciful qualities are so great that upon hearing them, even birds and beasts cry and stones melt. 4. But Lochana Das regrets that I am entrapped by sense gratifications. Since I have no attraction for the lotus feet of Lord Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda, then Yamaraja, the superintendent of death, is punishing me by not allowing me to be attracted by this movement. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So Prabhupada once cried when he was singing this. Parama Karuna Pahuduyi Jana Nitai Gaura Chandra. They're very merciful, essence of all incarnation. Shaba Avatar, Sharasya Shiromani. Shiromani means the best, essence of all incarnation. Kevala Ananda Kanda. It's only happiness here in this Krishna consciousness. We make it complicated, that's different thing. But Krishna consciousness means Anandir Semane. There's no limit to that happiness. So Lojan Das Thakur is telling, Bhajo Bhajo by, please worship Chaitanya Nitai. Sudridha Vishwas Kuri. Sudridha means full conviction, be fully convinced. Vishaya chadiya, sera semajiya. Just leave all these material things which we have all this attraction for. Leave all those and enjoy this, the pure bliss. Just singing Hari Hari. That's all. With our mouth, we just sing Hari Hari. Then there is no one more merciful than Lord Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda in all the three worlds. Dekho re bhai tribhuvane nai. Tribhuvan means three worlds. Nahi means no. No one in three worlds. Emon Dayal Data, who's more merciful than them. Pashu Pakhi, Pashu Pakhi. Pashu means animals, Pakhi means birds. Even the animals and the birds, what are they doing? They forget all this material, the enmities or anything, and will start to cry and sing. And even the stones will melt by hearing the qualities of Lord Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda. But even though they are so great, I am not having attraction. Why? Because I'm so entrapped in sense gratification. So what happens? Apana karma bunjaya shamana. This karma, no, because then I just go repeated birth and death in the samsara, in this material world. When these Lord Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda are the most merciful. So it's a very powerful one, and Prabhupada has given the purport also, long one, the few purports are there. We can read this, understand. So this is one. Then there's another one more. This is beautiful. Akarodha Paramananda Nityananda Rai. So this is about Lord Nityananda, because Lord Nityananda never gets angry. Akarodha means no anger at all for Lord Nityananda. Paramananda. Ananda means bliss. Paramananda means supreme bliss. He never gets angry and he is always in supreme bliss. Akarodha Paramananda Nityananda Rai. The noble Lord Nityananda is never angry. Why? Because he is the personification of supreme transcendental bliss. And what he is doing, Abhimana Shunya, he has no false ego at all. And what he does, Nitai Nagare Beda, he is wandering in the town. He's like Avadhuta, he's just wandering around. And what he does, he goes from door to door. Adhama Patita Jiver Dware Dware Giya, Dware Dware, from door to door. He will go door to door. And then Harinama Mahamantra Diyechem Bilaya. He goes door to door and give this Harinam Mahamantra to everyone. Then how he gives that? Not with pride, with humility. So that is the next one. Dande Trinadhuri means he keeping a grass in between his teeth. Means like an animal. No, I'm just lower than an animal. Please hear. So how he's doing, he exclaims to whoever he sees while holding straw between his teeth, please purchase me by worshipping Gaura Hari. And saying this, Nityananda Prabhu rolls about on the ground, appearing like a golden mountain tumbling in the dust. It's like a golden mountain, and he's happy rolling in the ground. Lojandas Thakur says, this is whoever has not experienced the awakening of affection for such an avatar as this, that sinful person simply comes and goes uselessly in the cycle of repeated birth and death. So if we know about Lord Nityananda, anyone will get that affection for Lord Nityananda. Imagine a person who never gets angry, who is always happy, who has no false ego, who will not love him? So anyone would love such a person. But still, if we don't have love for that personality, that means we are just simply going on uselessly in this cycle of repeated birth and death. You can hear this very nice. The devotees have sung this very nicely. Akarotha Paramananda Nityananda Rai. Okay, so these two songs, so we can read about Lojan Das Thakur, we can hear these songs tomorrow and meditate on this, just these two lines, no, enough to meditate. Akarodha Paramananda Nityananda Rai, he is not angry and who is full of bliss, the highest bliss he is in, and he has no false ego. Such an amazing personality. He doesn't consider any offenses because he's completely absorbed in love of Godhead, ready to give us Krishna, but I am not able to. Dhena avatare jar rati na janmila. This rati has not, I'm not getting the taste for this most merciful Lord Nityananda. Once I was telling my friend that I don't know, somehow I'm not just having that attraction. I'm not able to connect to Lord Nityananda. I'm not able to love Lord Nityananda. And she looked at me and said, what's wrong with you? Who cannot love Lord Nityananda? No? So anyone can. If you know a little bit of Lord Nityananda, anyone would love Lord Nityananda. So we just need to know about him more. So he has no anger. He is always blissful and no false ego. That's why even when Jagai and Madhai hit him, he didn't get angry because he has no false ego. And he said, just because you hit me, do you think I will not give you love of Godhead? No, I will give you still. Who else will do that? No, so we are very fortunate to have the shelter of Gaur Nitai. So all we need to do is worship them. Okay? Okay, so I don't know how many of you have left the session now or how many of you are still there. I don't know if I offended any of you that you just went off. Or the offenses, I just read about the offenses and you said, okay, no, I don't want to hear it anymore. But then there is Lord Nityananda, who's very merciful, whether we commit offense, no offense, he is ready to give us love of Godhead. So that's why he's our hope. Yes. Okay. Sam, you wanted to say something earlier?
I had a question about the offenses. One of them was not crying. But I was thinking, what if sometimes you cry because you're feeling emotional or something? Even in the room, or like just shove it down and not cry?
No, we cry in front of the deity, no?
It says not to cry there, no?
Like, it depends on for what we are crying. Because the whole movement of Lord Chaitanya is crying.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Krishna doesn't like to see us crying. But then when we are crying, we can say, Krishna, I'm missing you so much, and then cry. Whatever reason we are crying for. That's what I do. That even if I'm crying because someone shouted at me and I say, Krishna, I deserve worse because I left you and came. Why did I leave you, Krishna? And then cry, then it is spiritual.
Okay.
Yeah. So because the reason why we are crying is actually because we left Krishna. So we can spiritualize it. We don't cry for material things in front of Krishna. Okay. Anyone else?
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Yes.
Mataji, one of the offenses was one should not talk with others before DT. Yeah. But let's say that we are in a congregation, some program is going on, some devotees are coming. And if someone is talking, then what we shall tell them, Mataji, in that case? Like
we in front of the deities, we try to glorify Krishna. No? That is allowed. So we don't hear their problems in front of the deities. We try to tell them about Krishna.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Yeah, or if they're talking, we take them, okay, let's go take prasadam and then you can speak. It's okay. See, it's not that Krishna is thinking, oh, you spoke about something else in front of me. No. It's not the most, sometimes unavoidable we do, but as much as possible, we try to follow. Knowingly, we don't have to, like, in the temple room, sit there and then talk, chit chat. We don't do that. Once in a while, something happens, we say. That's why the prayers, for begging offenses is there. Aparadha sahasrani kriyante harnisham. I am doing offenses every moment. Sahasrani, not one. I'm doing thousands of offenses every moment. It's very important to beg forgiveness for the offenses. So when we finish the deity worship at night, we recite these prayers for forgiveness. Dasoham iti mamato chamaswa Madhusudana, but thinking of me as your servant, please forgive me, O Madhusudana. So we accept that we are committing mistakes and we beg forgiveness. And another way for begging forgiveness is to recite one chapter of Bhagavad Gita shlokas. So they say chapter 12 because that's the smallest chapter, but any chapter in Bhagavad Gita. That's another way for overcoming the offenses.
Sure, Mataji.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Any other comments, reflections, anything? Any takeaways you would like to share?
Actually, I don't know those prayers for the end of the day. Are you able to post them somewhere?
Okay. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, I'll find it out and post that. I had a prayer. Yeah, I should be having it. I will. Yeah, it's very nice prayers that whatever I have offered, please accept. If there is a mistake in the offering, still please accept. And then Sthiti Seva Gadir Yatra, that we can always recite. That let my existence be service. Sthiti Seva, Gadir Yatra, let my travel is always holy pilgrimage. Then was it Sthiti Seva, Gadir Yatra, Smritis Chinta. My thought is always remembrance of you. Smritis Chinta, Stutir Vacha. All whatever I talk is glorification of you. So in that way, all the time I'm just serving you, Krishna. So we recite that like for 1 year every day, then somewhere it will click, yes, my existence should be serving Krishna. So it's very powerful. Yeah, I'll see that. It's there in the temple. We put that, and I had it here also, one printout. So it should be there somewhere in my thing. Yeah, so we can recite that at the end of every day. That nullifies all the offenses. And then if you recite one chapter of Bhagavad Gita, that is then and the other one is doing Guru Puja in the morning. So when we do Guru Puja, we beg forgiveness to Prabhupada and Guru for the offenses. So that's why Prabhupada said, if you really, really don't have time, chant your 16 rounds and do Guru Puja. Guru Puja is mandatory for spiritual progress to overcome the offenses. So when we do Guru Puja, we are praying, please forgive me for all the offenses. These are the ways for overcoming the offenses. Okay. Anyone else? Any other points?
Mataji?
Yes.
Hare Krishna. I really liked how you were explaining about oh dear, what's the name? Moni Murti's you know how Lord Shiva was not like he was not ashamed or something. I think this is a takeaway for me as well. Because like I tend to torture myself sometimes, like, oh, you did this, you did that, and then like it's so maybe just like okay, and then going, what can I do now? This is maybe this one, and then again reminding myself like to do more like Guru Puja things, because like I don't do it every day, but when I do, actually I feel the difference. Chanting is so much easier and much more yeah, it's absolutely different. Even the dreams you see is so like just somehow like and about this, oh yeah, how Ekala Prabhu said, maybe if this can be posted as well, like it will be nice. Just the prayers and about the last one, Parama Karuna. This one's also like very. I want to read that a bit more because I think I've heard. I think we all probably heard, but like not very much into it, reminding ourselves. And then also how Ilamachi asked like about celebration. I quite like that we don't have to actually like every time, like how like before Krishna consciousness, how we thought, okay, celebration is something like that, and then now it's more like, I mean, it doesn't mean that we're not having fun. It's even more fun, even so much more sweetness, and yeah, just like meditating on acharyas, I find so much how to say that, powerful, because like it's like literally so powerful, and I don't know if it's right or wrong. Like sometimes I, like when I chant, I remember what I read the night before. So if I read something about cherries, I think it's quite also nice. Thank you, Machi.
Very important to hear about the acharyas. I was also thinking, like, especially the prayers of the acharyas and all, no, very powerful, because otherwise when we pray, if the words are not proper, we can get into a mess. Have you experienced that? Suppose we say, please teach me humility. And we'll have enough situations in life where we have to learn humility. So that is why we follow the prayers that the great devotees have said. So we also follow in their footsteps, no? Like that. Okay, so hearing from acharyas is very good. And we get their mood, no, their realizations, their thoughts. It's very good. Okay, yeah, so I will send these links and the prayers. Okay, so we'll stop here now. So we saw, like Sauli very nicely summarized. Thank you. What we discussed. Very nice. I really liked it because you said all what we had discussed today and the important takeaway points. So we try to improve our japa because that's the only positive thing that the spiritual master and Srila Prabhupada has told us, because the other for us are avoiding, meat eating, avoiding onion, garlic, avoid tea, coffee, but chant Hare Krishna. So that's the only positive thing that so literally that's the only thing that Prabhupada has asked us to do, chant Hare Krishna. The rest is all don't do it. So we continuously strive to improve our japa, and we study Prabhupada's books, very important. So like we discussed last week, we discussed a little about Lord Chaitanya, this Parama Karuna, and we will start little again more of Chaitanya Charitamrita. But if you're able to read Chaitanya Mangal, you can read that. Should be available in ISKCON Desire Tree. It is available, the soft copy. You can read small pastimes, very nice. Maybe you can just finish it in a day, because the pastimes are so wonderful. Anyone has already read Chaitanya Mangal? No. So you can read, get the PDF is available, can read that. I don't know how, like it's not the best translation, but still okay. Okay, so we'll stop here now. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining, and thank you for all the devotees who have put their video on. It makes a lot of difference for me. And some of you said you couldn't have your video working, so that's okay. But okay, so thank you so much. Thank you.
Machi, tomorrow's kirtan.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, New Year. Oh, Krishna.